Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors' past performance. It is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning, sorry I'm a little late, but I'm having trouble with my light. Anyways, it looks like something's up because we are like higher. Much higher than we were yesterday. ECB announced their deposit and lending rates will remain unchanged. Really? 6E is selling off like they stopped making them. Kenny Lack says, good morning. How would this affect 30-year bonds? Haven't followed this enough to find or distinguish the correlation upside targets in CBU 55, 6, 10, and 14. If hit 18 is next if the rally continues. And good morning. Good morning. I'm worried about the wrong things here, folks. So let me read up here. ECB plans more easing. ECB signals a rate cut, but they didn't actually do it? Weren't people making like huge bets that they were actually going to do it? Well, either way, it's a bullish thing for Treasuries, isn't it? But we're being driven by foreign demand, so let's check here Ooh, yes, I can see that 6E is just getting creamed. Whew. Look at that. Look at that chart. Just obliterated. It was actually going up, that's funny. Subahan12, hello, good morning. Thank you for watching on DLive. I have multiple ways of watching, and we don't see people on that platform very often, so we'd like to welcome you very much. Well, we're still going to get news in 7 minutes, right? Let's look at that. Let's clean things up here first. Greetings from Azerbaijan. That's a place. Sounds kind of familiar. Oh yes. So this week we've got core durable goods along with the jobs numbers. Here with an agitated market. Oof, this is gonna be a tough one. Let's pull this up. And something's missing. Where is... Oh, something is definitely missing. Where is my other chart? Didn't close it, did I? I'm going to close this and say no. And hope that I didn't, get rid of that chart. Oh, that's so sad. I have to reset it back up. Yes, Kenny Lack says, how would this affect 30-year bonds? Yeah, just buy. That's just buy it, brother. They be buying this. Who knows how far it goes. You always get a good move. Write this in Google. No, thank you. No, thank you. Not interested. Oh, look, I found it. It's over here. I found you. Okay. Let's see if I can get the freaking key light to turn on one more time. So here's what happened. I got a new router. I switched the router, and I guess that changed the network ID. Oh dear, getting a rash. Anyways, it says, you see this? It says, no accessory found. So the key light must think that it is connected. Nope, no thank you. I'm not going to put in some unknown link into my browser. Okay, let's move this over. Okay, so there might have been some signals there at the open that I missed, but we're just going to have to go with it. And I'm probably sounding like super crazy this morning. Good morning, Ron. Bright and early today. July 25. Okay. So there's one right there. At 26. Yeah, well, you don't want to buy this ahead of the news, but that would be a buy right there. The way that they hit that. Woo. Well, they hit through that and then they're coming back. That's interesting. There's got to be a way to like completely reset the light. So here's the lights. Here on the back, there's on, off, and reset. And I've already, if I do this, I can get it to turn on. If I push the reset button, what if I like hold that? Oh. Okay. Now let's try putting that back in there. And maybe now my phone will be able to find it. I can only hope. Well, it's giving you a signal right there. Look at how thin the market is too. Well, this could do just about anything here. We're looking for a core durable goods reading of spot 2 and durable goods of spot 8. Unemployment claims 220K. Okay, there's the real pull. Boom, 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 boom. Is it going to be funny if these numbers come out and they're like amazingly good and push the market down? That would be hilarious. Okay, well, the news is out there. They actually look like they're kind of stuck. Okay, actually, core durable goods was good. It was 1 spot 2 versus an expected spot 2, and month over month orders was 2.0 versus an expected spot 8. So that would tend to push us down, but there's obviously a ton of demand coming from Europe right now. Unemployment claims was also good, 206K versus an expected 220K. I'm not entirely sure how this turns out. Look at that. You saw that. You saw that. That signal is a sell signal. So let's see if it works. The stupid light's still not working. Okay. Well, it didn't go down. They are maybe turning now. Ooh, this is interesting. I've never quite seen an event in this kind of a spot either. I think though that you would say that continues, so maybe up. Let's write this one down though. Okay, so we're going to say it's trend day. It's an uptrend. The last big move was down. We're saying this is possibly a revert at 24.5. Let's say your big offer after news fails and high activity comes in for 2 bars. You know what's even funnier is if I come here. So let's see if I can show you this. So here's my phone trying to connect to it, and then if I click the help button here, page not found. Page not found. That's not helpful. Oh my gosh. Maybe I have to hold that reset button longer. Let's try. It's still stuck in this range. This is crazy. Okay. The light did like a blinky thing. Let's see if we can get it to do it now. Yes. It works. Well, I fixed it. No thanks to you, El Gato. And despite all of that noise on the bid and the offer, they have ticked down. But there's this guy sitting there at 23. Are they going to sell this? This is going to be incredibly interesting. I don't think... Of course, I'm supposed to not have an opinion. But I think that if I was really trying to trade this, there's probably no way that I could make a real call about what's going to happen here. Now that we've broken that, we could see a move down. But there's still going to be foreign demand. I don't know. This is crazy. Okay, so what I want this to be 15. Let's make sure I get... Cool. Okay, so that's one problem out of the way. I think we're all good now. Yeah, we're all good. I look good. You all good? I was noticing yesterday, I was looking at this, and I felt that I was still a little too bright, so let's fix that. Okay, well, they really fell there, but now we're getting another event at 22. Okay, we're going with that. So we did get a signal, and it was a hard flip. This one continued. I suspected that was... Okay, so I'm going to put here in the notes, I suspect they tried to hold and failed. But then here at about 21.5, reversal. That's good for 1, 2, at least 3 ticks. Okay, here it's doing it again. Let's update trend movement down, possibly a reversal, 21.5. This is incredibly interesting. I think, okay, so now that I can focus. I can feel the focus coming in. You know, just my whole morning was not quite right. Like, I didn't get ready as quickly. I kind of had a hard time falling asleep last night. Then didn't have any food, easy food. I reheated some leftovers. Didn't have a normal breakfast. Key light wasn't working. Market's going crazy. But we got all that is behind us now. We can watch. We're getting some tradable signals here. But this market is just wacky, crazy. Who knows where it's going or what it is going to do. I find it incredibly interesting. Everybody is all freaking out like the recession, the global recession is around the corner. Every single piece of news this month, almost every single effing piece of news this month has been good. Not just good, great numbers. And one has to wonder, was the Federal Reserve, well, aside from the whole December rate cut thing, but then since then saying that, we should just be cautious, or, we should just see how things turn out and everything like that, maybe they were right. I gotta wonder, maybe they were right, because it seems like the U.S. economy is okay. And I'm wondering if what is maybe happening is that this could be a situation where all of the quants got, all of their historical probabilities and everything, and they don't understand where the market is different. So if I were to opine or I hypothecate, I'm using made-up words. Are those made-up words? I think those are real words. But if I were to think about what would possibly cause that sort of a thing, here's my theory. Izzy says we're all going to die. In other news, it's Thursday. Well, if it was Monday, I would maybe believe you, but not a Thursday. Thursdays are usually okay. But I'm thinking, man, and look at the liquidity. They're only putting 2,000 on the bid at 21 through 20. Come on. This is weird. Yeah, they're just gonna plow right into that probably. Look at that. Where's my they're just like moving them down. So I'm noticing that all of these big orders that I'm watching, that you're hearing, the sounds, they're all 3 ticks out. That's interesting. Okay, well, it might be a little bit more balanced here. The E-mini did like what happened. Okay, anyways, I was going to opine. Perhaps because the United States is standing up for itself and is trying to, equalize trade relationships, the global economy is reacting poorly to it. Because what is happening is money is leaving foreign countries and coming back to the United States. And so you would get a reading like that there's going to be a global recession. And maybe there is, but the United States is not affected in the same way because they're the benefactor here. They're the one making money. And here we have at 20.5 another signal. So I'm going to say this one is kind of hard because that kind of looked like it was I'm going to say that it went flat flat, then down. That does kind of look like another failed attempt to hold the market. Okay, now are we still within up bias trend day? Let's say yes, that it was up trend, down, reversal, possibly 21. Flat, then and that one was 2. This one went against 2. That was a reversal. That was the highest activity that we've seen all day today, so that might have been a good reversal. I'm gonna flag that one. Let's see if it holds. I think that somebody is trying to hold the market. They might not even necessarily be trying to hold the market. They might just want to buy either way. But let's see if they hold it here this time. Nope. Well, not 20.5. A little suspicious because that 19.5 too. Ooh, now 19 is weak. Nope, he stacked it back up. Yep. Okay. So they hit 19.5. Below 154.27 if she keeps selling down to 154.21. Gonna see if they hold the initial balance. Okay, good point, dude. Okay, 18.5 was the opening range high. Right. Yeah, I kept buying and taking one tickers because the sellers wouldn't stop, says Lucas. But if you got a tick out of that and are up today, then I say bravo, sir. Man. The clicks. So many clicks. Okay, well now they're really trading some volume here at 17. Now it's getting really crazy. Woo! Well, folks, I've not seen anything quite like this in a while. But there is another signal. It is at 16. So at 21, that one, we're going to say it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow. That was also a continuation. And this one is... This one was at 16. Is that a Geiger counter? No, it's my little thing. I'm trying to make it like a Geiger counter. So I was looking at this on Friday. Because if I try and have it make a sound literally every time that an event happens, then it starts to sound kind of crazy. By the way, some big selling in the E-mini coming through here now. Anyways, and so I was looking at some frameworks to change things. Like there was some frameworks that kind of help you change the pitch of it and things like that, based on whatever parameters you want. So I was looking at it. I think I could probably stick it in there, but I haven't gotten around to it. But I'm not so sure that I want to mess with that right now. Right now, it's making it click every time that we have a bid. Anytime that we have a stack or pull greater than 400. It makes that click sound. I would like to make it so that it does it for like literally every level 2 change. And it would like change based on how big it is and how far away it is and things like that. But I think that we should mess around with the Vista chart and some of these other things first. So, yeah, I don't know. So this one went to 17, half, 18, maybe even. Yeah, there was actually 18. So let's say that you could have gotten 4 off of that one. And 1. Lucas, I know markets always surprise you, but I could have never predicted this move. What is causing this fall? Good question. So, I believe that Mario Draghi is speaking right now, correct? Because I'm still seeing stuff. Okay. Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. The ECB is all acting dovish, and then we come over here and we look at the US data, and the market has been very sensitive to data lately, especially anything having to do with manufacturing. So durable goods orders is an important indicator that they're going to be looking at. And, the durable goods orders were very good. Like, let's come over here to Forex Factory. Let's refresh that so that I can actually see them all. Okay, so if we look at core durable goods, is it core that we want? I want the one that, excluding transportation items. Okay, so this is the one that we want. It was 1.2 versus a 0.2. So when you look at these, how big of a beat was that? There were certainly beats that were higher, like for instance in February of 2016, but that was actually the biggest beat that I have ever seen, at the very least. That was the biggest beat that I have ever seen. And to have a beat that big, after everybody's thinking the world is coming to an end, and there's going to be a recession and everything, and the data is bad, and then all of a sudden, we get this huge beat, So you really get a confluence of things, right? The ECB was being easy, so everybody was positioned long going into the news event, and then they were expecting a number that was kind of not very good. We got a number that was really, really good, and we outperformed it by a ton. And so that means that people's expectations changed significantly in the opposite direction from which they were positioned. So there was definitely some big question up at 24.5, right? It really fought there. It held that for a long time. And I wasn't sure, right? Is the ECB news bigger than the core durable goods news? And it appears, and maybe they're wrong, and maybe tomorrow we'll be right back up there again, but it appears for now that the markets have decided that the core durable goods orders matters more. And when that happened, all of those guys that were long had to puke. And they just got totally flushed. Very strong downtrend. Very strong. Now that we're back here to 16.5, we want to see increased activity. IQ got out at 24, so he took it short and got out. I don't know what I would have done if I was like actively trading it, because I saw the signal and I know that it was long, but I also would have had the tendency to try to trade the trend, So on the other hand, when I was sitting here, I kind of was thinking that that was a solid reversal there at like 21, right? So, okay, so what I'm seeing right now is, well, it's already too late, but we wanted to see, holy shit. Okay. That's just insane. Is Draghi saying something else? Did he say something else? I don't understand. I don't know. Well, I was going to say that at 16.5, we want to see increased activity, showing that they now want to buy the higher high, and we didn't get it. And then they just totally careened down through the low way faster than I could have ever anticipated. Wow. This is something else, guys. Well, we're still only into yesterday's range. 12.5 is kind of like single prints from yesterday. Okay. That was quite a move. Well, so am I seeing... Yes, I am. As we move down, we're definitely seeing some strong action coming from the euro. But this was down because the euro was buying hard. Okay, now we are in a severe chop area for some reason. I have to say, you can make a ton of money in a situation like this, but you can lose a ton of money in a situation like this too. Like, the liquidity is being very unreliable here. They're kind of starting to look like they might push lower. I don't know if they actually will, but like, do you see that pulling at 11.5? And the inside orders have moved closer. They're now 2 out instead of 3 out. They're also bigger. I'm seeing 1,000 move on some of them. So when they initially came out and said that they were thinking about doing more easing, basically was the headline that I read, I could see that the euro was down, and now they have completely retraced that. Draghi. See, the risk of recession in the Eurozone is pretty low. See signs of reliance in labor market now.
Block sell.
Man. This is wild. I want to touch it, but I shouldn't, because I said I'm not going to, right? But I want to sell something so bad. It's so hard to watch something like that and not be like, sell. You know the instant that I sell it, though, it's going to stop, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, so here we're getting a big old fatty here at 08.5. Oh, where did we put this one? Was at 16? And that one failed too. So there was one at 16. There was one at 13. 13. Now we're getting another one at 08.5. Uzi was short from 27 to 8. Good grief, my man. Okay, so this one at 16 was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one from 08.5. Oh, no, this one from 13 was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now at this point at 21 having failed, this is now a down day, trend down. Oh, I should say that this was a continuation. I build on a block buy alert. Oh, I don't think I actually got one of those. Did I? No, don't really see anything down there. Okay. This time though, at 08.5, this one was a reversal. Right? Oh, did I think I did something wrong because this one from 13 was the 9. Yes, this one was 6. 6, 9. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna have to say 5. It seems like it's giving us an opposing signal again now. It's really, really fighting back now, huh? I'm curious if this is more of a long flush than genuine sell-off. I think that, well, I think that some of that action was for sure, right? Some of that action had to be. I mean, that was stops. When you see, when you look at this chart and you see those gaps like that, this one especially, well, both of these, this one not so much. This one kind of looked like shenanigans, but these two in particular were absolutely, without question, stop runs. Okay, so we started to get more activity around 11, we're going to say. Increased large orders. And this one was a continuation. So downtrend up. I mean, not that there's a difference. Selling is selling, I guess. Yeah. No, but, well, I think that we might be getting a clue here. So I think that it might be giving us a clue here because when I look at all of this, look, it's not a ton of big orders here through all of this. You'd get activity spikes and they'd push it lower. But then after this one, and look, we come in here and we make a higher low and look at the increase in activity. It is actually the biggest spike of the day for starters, and it has a ton of big orders behind it too. So that is the signal that you really want to look for. It was I put it at 11, but I think you're actually getting, well, oh, it's on. It was when it was going through. It was at 11. Interesting. 1, 2, 3 so far. Now it kind of seems to me like now, well, when the rates were going down like that, the E-mini did not like that. There was perfect correlation between the E-mini and the Treasuries on that move down. I'm also seeing the 6E made a big turn too. Lots of background noise today. I apologize, folks. Well, think about the action that we had today. I don't know if that core durable goods number was what really moved us now that we're looking at it. Maybe it was just Draghi. And that usually goes until the equities open. They're probably still talking, right? I should probably be listening. But just think about what next Wednesday is going to be like. This was insane. Absolutely insane. I'm going to say that we got 4 out of that before the next signal. And it was a continuation. Well, I'm still in a downtrend day, up 125. Oh, it was actually 5 because. Okay. This signal right here. That's the one you got to watch for. It doesn't happen every day. It does not happen every day. We've seen it 3 times. Every time it was a major reversal. Every time it was a big move. That one actually happened as they were coming up out of it. But I still think it's the same as if it was doing it there or if it was doing it there. You're coming in. It's failing to make a lower low. Lots of overall activity backed up by large bids. That's the key right there, folks. I don't think I've seen anything more golden than that. And they can't fake that either. We have a hard time getting on board as it's happening. You got to be sitting there waiting for it and on your toes. But And it certainly would have to be a fairly active market. But I think that that's the one you want. Okay, am I getting a reversal here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, I am getting the 11 tick reversal. Okay. Right now it's telling me that I'm not even going to go field. The big iceberg at 12. That's a lot to be trading in that location. Okay. Well, I was kind of suspecting if I got filled there that maybe it wouldn't be a good thing, but there's an iceberg there on me. I still kind of feel kind of tepid, but this is something that I've tested many times before, so I would think you just kind of see what happens. We can actually even move this in. No, guess not. It'd be funny if they just went up to stop out my sim order and then they turn. That would be funny. This might still be a reversal. I'm going to say if it goes 3 through, that can still be a reversal. But that pulling at 13.5, that doesn't really speak to lower, does it? No, it's funny since there's a time delay with the stream. After you put that trade in, I got the pop in treasuries, then you moved your stop closer, and I'm like, he's out, and then it happened. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that one was kind of a little, that was the sort of trade that messes with your head a little bit, doesn't it? Because you stick that in there, granted, it's a sim trade. So unless somebody was watching the stream and was really trying to mess with me, and I really can't understand why a trader with that much size would do that sort of a thing. So again, I think that it's all in our heads. You guys probably don't think it's probably just in my head, right? But it's really hard not to be like, man, they really didn't care until I put that in. They moved right up and then they came right back down into it. And the trade might still actually be good. You know what I mean? And that was the reason I put that one in was because that's something that I've back tested extensively and I've traded extensively and I know how to play it and everything. And that was the right way to do it. The other day it fell on me too, but that was, I got in a little bit too early. That one, but you know what? It's kind of a back tested aberration. So I suppose in a very active market, greater chance of it failing. The time delay is funny. Yeah, and it was probably, because the delay is like maybe 3 seconds. It was almost perfect. I wasn't in that for very long, was I? How long was I in that for? 26 seconds. What a bunch of bullshit. Well, that sucks. I mean, I really even think that you could try it again. Watch that probably they'll dip down without filling me this time. You know what was weird about that one too was that it was like a ton of orders just come in out of nowhere. It didn't actually see any kind of, uh, you know, uh, see they didn't fill it. No level 2 changes or anything, you know? Those big orders are now only 1 or 2 away. Do you trade indexes or just grains? Well, I'm focused mostly on the treasuries, and I do trade the E-mini sometimes. Though I think I'll be staying away from it today because I'm really not quite sure what ES wants to do. Okay, well, I'm gonna say that the trade was good. I mean, it's 11 half is like 80%, and 11 was 60%. I would have taken it. It's funny. You can even see how it came up like that, and that no increase in activity and it came back in. I think that you could almost just sell it at that point. Well, we could maybe consider this 11 one. So let's do that. See, I think that it's important. It seems to me, at least, trading with this. There. Indicates higher. No? What do you think E-mini is going to do when it opens, folks? Who have no way of knowing what it's going to do here. Obviously, they don't like treasuries moving lower, but I mean, they're within yesterday's range still. We ended up, we broke out of yesterday's range and then got, swept back up into it. Treasury market still looks very illiquid to me. What was that? I guess we'll say that signal was good for 2. I should just say at this point it's a wild trend day. And we were moving down and it reversed. Up 12. Good morning, Algo Leather. Well, I'm going to be interested to see, Algo, what you do with this one, because this is just all over the place. Do his levels still play well with the crazy? I think he'd want to favor the short side in ES, right? From yesterday, ZB trapped in range. Bears will need to regain a bit above 155.15. Yeah, that's, we're already past that. I don't know if that one really matters, so I mean, so much news comes in at that point. We've had so much news have come in at that point that I want to know, after we failed after we failed 155, then what do you get? Got above by a couple ticks, but sellers did hold. Okay, here's E-mini. It's getting wild again. Well, that one I think we'd have to say was a reversal, right? If they hold market above 3018, if it breaks before trading up, then anticipated deeper pullback. Yeah, my bias would be lower, but the question is the question is, where is it safe to sell it? And where do you hold it to? Well, there's Ace. How's it going, Ace? You should have been in here 30 minutes ago. This has been doing like insane shit. Boom. Okay. So that one was 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. Your schedule is wacky for the next few days. Well, let's just watch this thing for the first 15 minutes, huh? We might be late to the party by that point, but equities are really upset. I think I need to do some reading here. Facebook forward fall on earnings. How the... here we go. The central bank says it expects its key interest rates to remain at their present or below levels at least through the first half of 2020. This is an update on the wording in previous statements and suggests a rate cut could be on the horizon, but Draghi told reporters Thursday that the risk of a recession in the region was low. I have to say, this does, going back to what you were saying, Uzi, this looks to me more like positions stalling out. Like there were some people that were really long based on the ECB signaling a cut and just easy money policy everywhere, and they've been long for quite some time, and those guys are getting flushed out. And then they get flushed out. There's a ton of people over here in the E-mini that were also long because of that. And that's why it's like sell all of the things. But it seems to me like this should be a positive thing for equities, no? Economic data was good. ECB still thinks that the risk of a recession in that region is low. You buy that, right? Don't give up on me. I'll be back to calling the trades before you know it. The Dow is taking a dump. Well, they took a little bit of a dump there on the open. They're definitely selling, but it looks like the buyers are making a pullback. Yeah, we're all waiting for you to tell us to go long at a certain price. in 10 minutes. And then we're all going to buy it, right? We're all waiting. I actually just might. I feel like this is a buying. I don't know. It'd have to be right there, right? Well, from where I know, it'd have to be right there. And you'd have to not, you wouldn't want any like serious momentum. Yeah. Yeah. I'll go with saying a bid back above 23.25.
Block sell.
I've never, whoa. Are they going again? 10. 110. Continuation. One, two, three. I haven't I've never looked at the CME contests, and I'm not good at trading the E-minis. Like, really aren't. See, it's kind of holding. I don't know, guys. What's a reasonable ROI annually that a trader should go for, in your opinion? I think that if you're getting anything above paying for your commissions and platform costs, then you're doing a-okay. and here's my thing. I really believe that a lot of the problems that we have in the retail industry is because we're pushing people too hard. Because we're saying, like, when you look at the Top Step Trader Combine, okay, because you have to make 3,000, and then you have to make 3,000 again, and then I don't know if Top Step puts you on like sim for a while even after you get your funded account, or what. I don't recall what the details were on that. Somebody was asking me about that yesterday, and I was trying to look it up, and I couldn't find it. I could find them saying that about OneUp, but not Top Step. But anyways, I digress. Not important. The important thing is that they're basically looking for you to make almost like a 10% gain in 3 months. Okay. So on average, your largest like hedge funds will make 20. I think that's your buy right there, guys. Should we try it? I think I might have already missed it. Okay. It doesn't look like I'm quite getting the support that I want so far. Uzi says, I dare ya. Okay. Yeah, no, I did it on micros. I did it on mess. That treasuries, man, oh. Who knows what that's gonna do? You know, they're in kind of like sell all of the things mode. Yeah, that's not good. I don't know. The monkey in me is going crazy right now, guys. Treasuries sure did sit down there at the low and range, didn't they? You know, I actually like at the moment, I know that this one is going in my favor, so maybe that's a little bit of it, but right now I feel really good. And I think part of it is because I'm not trading in the ES, because even if I was the treasuries, even if I was being profitable and doing really well in the treasuries, I think I would be super nervous right now. And just look at the market. Like, they came down there at that 07 half. The E-mini absolutely reacted to it. This market just looks like really skittish and nervous. Like, the market makers know that this could just go anywhere, and they're nervous about holding anything. That's kind of what the market feels like to me. And I'm just finding the way that they're reacting to the price action to be a little funny to me. Because I don't have anything on the line. I guess I can do that, and it's just like incredibly interesting and fun. But let's see if this one goes. So that was a good up so far. But if you are covering commissions and platforms fees and not taking anything, you are basically wasting time. Not true. I don't agree with that, because you learned something. And if you are covering platforms and fees over an entire year, you're doing pretty good. And it's not, you don't have much more to go before you can be making it done. That's just my take. Uzi says I got 21 on the day, so just for reference, I'm making calls for fun. I got nothing at risk now. The Dow is down 58. And they're asking about algo lovers. What's the significance of 31? That's just his extensions that he looks at. You notice that he always has, a level based on the overnight that he's looking for them to test and hold, and based on whether or not it holds. Okay. Well, that was not happy. Interesting. I'm not seeing like cumulative delta long really come into equities here. I also note that when they came down there, that the level 2 interest in the E-mini decreased. I don't know if that actually means anything, but I've had a hard time watching this indicator on the E-mini and seeing if it actually means anything or not. They're so close to my stop, though, that they're almost certain to take it, huh? I'm actually lucky that they stopped that first time, huh? Man. There it is. For traders, the mindset usually seems to be more monetary based compared to percentage gain based. It's already a challenge to beat the market by just a few percentage points per year. Well, think of it this way, okay? If you're day trading, okay, I don't think that percent per year is what you're looking for. Know what I mean? Like, you're not going to beat the market, most likely, because really, the way I think of it is in day trading, you are giving up a certain percentage gains in exchange for consistency. That's really what you're doing. And you're giving up that consistency because you want to be able to live off of it, right? And you don't want to have a situation where, if the market goes down, you can't pay your bills that year or whatever. Did I miss? I did. So it was at 11. And then down here, we're going to say at 08 half. 08 half. This one actually went, well, 1 tick in your favor and 3 against you, but it did reverse. Well, I think that my long was okay. How much? What was the maximum favorable that I got out of that? I got 8 out of it. Maybe I should have just been taking the 8. I think that Ace would have taken the 8, right? Esther Rejo says, yeah, starting to give the feeling to go short. Yeah. I was just kind of taking a shot in the dark. Gotta remember, I'm not very good at the E-mini. I'm still learning it. I don't really have super great stats about which way it's more likely to go right now. Nor do I have the information to really read the internals of it to really see what it's doing. I was just kind of taking it off of like that it seems like it shouldn't be so bad, but looks like I was wrong. They're gonna sell all the things. All the things. Look at that. Here I was being delusional, thinking Uzi was being delusional, considering the market could go down to 28s. Yeah. You're bidding into the bounce of a downtrend, so yeah, you're right. That I was really was looking for what essentially would have been a reversal, wasn't I? I think this right here, this new low, was a good reversal point too, because here you had more interest, right? They bought it up. Okay. New low. Do you have more interest? Nope. Good reversal there. And it was worth 1, 2, 3. So it was 3 and 3. It was like a reversal in the trend, but it wasn't a very solid. You had about as much go against you as it did in favor. So, who knows? Maybe they push another low here. This pullback is off a larger target, this AM 3027. Well, where were you looking at? It sell, bounce to a level, trap, sell until the level fails, then rinse, repeat for the reversal. Yeah. The only thing I can see is that the E-mini doesn't seem to be incredibly impressed with this move down here to 3005. No, Lucas misspelt delusional. I didn't catch that. I don't know, guys. Am I crazy? I still want to buy it. I still want to buy it. What's wrong with me? Right there. That looks great. Are you bearish? I'm always bearish on Bitcoin. Come on. No, in all seriousness. Oh, so what was this? There was a little bit of a buy last night, was there? I'd have to say, I am bearish, but I think there's a good chance. Give me your indicator. Which one? You want the Treasury one? Oh, it's doing something again at 07.5. If you want to trade it live. Why do you want to trade it live? I mean, we don't actually know. Here's the thing is we've collected a bunch of stats. We know that the probability is that unless you're in a strong trend that it's going to be a reversal. And even if it is a reversal, you actually do get like 1 or 2 out of it. And then but then when it's not a reversal, right, and it's a trend day, then you lose so much. So I think that if you just always took it as a reversal, it doesn't have a positive expectancy, right? Based off of those qualifications. Now, can you? Geez, look at this. Is just kind of crazy in my opinion. 28 in the books. It's just so wild to me that the E-mini is that mad about the... Okay, well, there was a little bit of a short that you could possibly buy. Sorry, a little bit of a stop run that you could possibly buy. It's just crazy to me that they're this upset about it. Like, good grief, guys. Interest rates are still like where they were at the beginning of the week. All your economic data is good, and it's the end of the world. Oh, we can't hold these market highs with higher interest rates. Even if they just keep them flat for a really long time. Boo-hoo. Heaven forbid that we actually grow the economy rather than just making money off of the Federal Reserve. Good grief, guys. Come on. You should buy this. I don't understand. I think it's a buy, personally. It's just, I'm probably wrong. There's probably something that I don't understand, and I'm probably like way out of my depth here. But I think you buy it. Those treasuries are just falling apart. Holy fucking shit. Oh, right, Mikey. I'm sorry. I totally forgot about you. What do you say? Well, from a longer term perspective, I'm definitely bearish on Bitcoin and crypto. Bubble hasn't properly played its course. The cryptos have to go near zero. Well, I wouldn't say near zero, but I think that they need to go a lot lower than they are. And what I'm seeing right now is that the action in Bitcoin is not positive. It is not positive at all. The technical picture could not look worse, frankly. But every time that they come down to like those key levels, and it seems like it's 9,000 right now, every time it gets down there, some huge buyer miraculously comes and saves things. It does not look to me like a healthy market. That looks to me kind of like what we've been seeing here today in Treasuries. It's reversing for a little bit because somebody held the market. But eventually, he's going to get overwhelmed because everybody wants out. And they say that it's Bitfinex. And they say that Bitfinex might not be able to do that stuff anymore at the end of the month because of court orders. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I say let's wait until next week and see what happens. And, it'll be interesting from there. Another thing I have to say here on Bitcoin is that there has been some pretty good responses in the past between Bitcoin and Treasuries. And this is the biggest down that we have seen in a very, very long time in Treasuries. I don't think that I've seen anything like this since Donald Trump got elected. And so you would have to think that damages the bull case in Bitcoin. But it seems like the Bitcoin traders are clueless and haven't figured it out yet. So near zero for long term will probably happen for virtually all altcoins. It's very similar to .com bubble for almost all cryptos. The technology is completely open source. Yeah, well, the reason why I say not quite zero is that there is always a certain level of activity wherein the people that mine it and the people that are doing business with it, there's that certain amount of base activity that you can look at on the blockchain that will hold price at a certain point. You can go through that, but then when the shorts disappear and everybody loses interest, it will come back to that true value. And so that's why they can't go to zero. Now, for some altcoins, that value might as well be zero. But for the major ones like Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, probably some other ones that I don't really watch, but like Stellar and stuff like that, I don't think that they're going to go to like zero. But that last move in Treasuries was insane. That was a continuation. It looks like I missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good fucking grief. I almost wonder on that one. No, I don't. I don't see any real action there. Well, I think that if I had gotten filled there, I'd be super happy, right? Now, if they fill me, I'm not so sure. I shoot for my 8 to 10 most of the time. If I'm quick enough, I'll try to pull my limits with the rest of the market and try to squeeze a little more juice out of it. Oh, Uzi has gotten 32 before, huh? I've never been able to get more than 24. Do you find 8 to 10 tick opportunities on a daily basis in ZB? Well, it sure seems like he's been finding it lately, huh? He says most of the time, yeah. When I traded ZB, when everything was put together, I usually ended up +4 on a good day. I don't know. Today it was just a real mind bender of a day, though, wasn't it? Not quite a point, but pretty far. Could have made a lot of money, huh? What's the value in these altcoins, though? They provide no value long-term as they all just enforce technology they can be replicated by somebody else. Why complicate someone's method of payment? Well, the thing that I think gives a coin value is people using it. So if there's people out there using it right now and transferring value with it, that gives it a certain amount of intrinsic value. That's what I would consider intrinsic value in an altcoin. Sure, long term, in 20 years from now, it might not be worth anything. But for now, as long as there's people using it, I think that there's value in it. And you just kind of, you go along with it on this swing. And then, you let the market fall back down, and then you look at the market overall and say which cryptocurrencies are the most exciting, which ones do I think will do the best in the next bull run. And I really think, personally, I've always been a fan of Bitcoin Cash because I felt like that when the whole split happened and everything, I felt like that the Bitcoin core people were being dishonest and manipulating people. And I also think that their overall, the Lightning Network and all of these, from a technical perspective, the Lightning Network is dumb. From a user use standpoint, it's dumb. From the point of the original white paper, it's completely out of line with the original white paper and purpose of Bitcoin. And I feel like that they basically just used their power to strong arm the community into it. And that all of the smart people, the true, what I would say true believers, the people that are actually really dedicating their life to developing this sort of a thing, they went to Bitcoin Cash. And so I think that eventually they could win out, especially with this whole tether nonsense. If it really is, I mean, the thing is my indicator says that we're just crazy overbought. And anytime that this happens in the past, it's been manipulation. The whole tether thing sounds like a really, really good explanation, but I can't prove anything, so I don't actually know. I don't have any firsthand knowledge or anything, so I can't say. But man, I can't believe that I fucking didn't get filled on that. Should I FOMO in now? I want to take that. I want to buy it, but I don't know where now. I was okay with where I put it in, but they didn't fill me. Unbelievable, right? It's not unbelievable. It does this. I mean, it's totally believable. That's always what it does. I got to figure out what my deal there is on that. I don't like this spot for some reason. You got to want to see it, though. Put the price action swing indicator on ZB. There's 10 tick swings everywhere. Just got to get the timing and the risk right. The indicator will try and predict the end of the swing by drawing a dot. I don't enter the initial draw, but I turn on the DOM to see if it confirms the end of a swing. Yeah. So I don't know if you were here when we were talking about that, Lucas, but I was using the swing indicator because there seems to be very clear swings with this thing that I've been watching. And you can kind of look at the swing and expect where it's going to be, and then you see the signal, and sure enough, it'll reverse there. So then I decided, well, maybe I should do some backtesting on the swing indicator. So I started using the swing indicator, and I said, okay, whenever the swing indicator says that there was a swing, take a reversal. And it had negative edge. It had extremely negative edge. So what Uzi is saying there about you don't do it when you do the dot, you watch the DOM at that point is really important. I leave the values at the default setting. All I did was tweak the visual settings to clean up the chart. Yes, and Uzi, are you using who is it? Who made it? Which swing are you using? Are you using the Poncho one? Yes, it's Poncho. Are you using Ponchos? I think Poncho is the one that's got the popular one, right? See, I should have FOMO bought. I mean, if someone is willing to buy, then they have value now for sure. Are just questioning their long-term sustainability. They produce nothing and are using tech anyone can use. Nothing special, just in my opinion. Yeah, I think you're right. You're totally right. then at that point, you're just kind of hoping that the pump, like with garlic coin, like honestly, what is the point of garlic coin? Well, I think the point of garlic coin is it's an opportunity for people that typically don't know anything about cryptocurrencies to come in and get into cryptocurrencies and have some fun. And so I think that at some point, garlic coin is going to be worth a lot more than it is today. And because there is not that many coins, I think at some point it will be worth more than $1, and it is not worth very much at all. So if you really wanted to be a whale in garlic coin, you could potentially make a ton of money. But right now, there's not that much use in it. There's not, does it really have long-term sustaining value the way that you describe? Probably not. That doesn't mean that you're not going to make money from it still. JB, I think he's referring to the one Dorshaden wrote and posted in Big Mike's free section. Well, the one that I'm referring to, was written by Poncho, but it was in the free section on futures.io. That's true. I mean, they have good ones on futures.io. There's a good one that is built into NinjaTrader, frankly. But it's ugly. It doesn't look very good. But I mean, it does basically the same thing. Basically tries to figure out what the harmonic rotations are, and it shows you what the last one was. And this move up in the Treasury, pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna say there was some increased interest here at 04. 040, and this was kind of more of like a reversal. 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. So swing dot from the indicator just means pay attention, not enter. Totally. Well, you know what a good example is where was it? This thing right here, right? Because it came up and then it was coming back. It was going to be drawing a swing, right? Like right here at 10. It was going to be drawing a swing. And then all of a sudden you'd see it tick down and the interest came in and it just flushed. A portfolio of Pepe Cash, Dogecoin, Tron, and Garlic Coin seems well diversified. Oh man, I tell you what. But here's the thing that I just think is hilarious about Garlic Coin. Okay, like go back through the history of it. Okay, it came in. It was incredibly popular subreddit. Okay, like so many people joined that and were trying to get in on it at the height of the cryptocurrency craze. Okay. And they came out, it was worth $1, which was way too much compared to what it cost to mine it. So it was, it was guaranteed to fall. But then there was some big problems, like there was some fraud involved in launching it, I think. And they had to change the algorithm and all of these other things. And so basically, people completely lost confidence in it. And that's why it is where it is. So Garlic Coin truly is. And I have to say, I own a lot of Garlic Coin, okay? I've been mining it since the beginning. I never stopped doing it, okay? Just, it's fun for me. Or maybe I would make more money mining something else, but I feel like I've mined so much of it, and like my hash is an important part of the network, I guess, if I've been doing it that long, then I'm obligated to stick with them, for better or for worse. Anyways, they've completely lost confidence in it. So now, if you want to go out and buy garlic coin, it is so ridiculously cheap. And if you went and you wanted to buy $100 worth of garlic coin, you would move the market. You might actually double the price of garlic coin by putting $100 in. I'm not even kidding. Now, there's not very many places to trade it, and there's, I think that they have it on Cryptopia now. But can you imagine, like, if we let's assume that my theory for everything that's going on runs through. The price of Bitcoin is being manipulated. Bitfinex is responsible for fraud. The government comes in and shuts Bitfinex down, locks their funds. Tether stops being printed. The cryptocurrency, all cryptos collapse essentially, and Bitcoin goes back to like $1,000 or something like that. Okay. And then it ranges, and then we get another buy on the indicator. Okay. Then we're in another bull run. What's going to happen when we're in another bull run and somebody decides to pump garlic coin? If $100 today can move garlic coin almost double, then how much do you think it's going to go up when people decide to start pumping it during the next bull run? I'm just saying. And you don't have to get a whole lot of it, right? Just go out, just go get like $10 worth of garlic coin. See what happens. Because $10 worth of garlic coin, if they pump that thing, could be worth like $1,000. Not $1,000, but you could do 20 times your money on that sort of a thing. So I'm just saying that's what I think might happen. They're still talking about price action swing. I mean, I can put the one that Poncho has on here for you if you want to see. So here's the Poncho one. You have price action swing, and there's the oscillator one. And you can tell it to show different things. Volume. I'm going to say false. Because I don't, what that is it will print the volume value. Oh, we have to change the colors. I'm super mad because I wanted to be along the E-mini and now I don't know what to do. The market cap is 67K, $100 would move it a lot. Also, Deep Brain Chain was one of those that launched in the peak of the market close to, I don't recall. Okay, text, wait. There we go. Okay. I also don't want it to print the duration, the price. I don't care about any of that. Okay, so now it just tells me each swing. See that? And the way that I find it useful is that the swings tend to have the same values. Notice if we go all the way back, okay, this first one was 19. My oh my. But look, up 5, up 4, down 12, up 5, down 14, up 5. And then there was a bigger pullback, down 14. So notice how the swings are being between 12 and 14 ticks. And the pullbacks are almost always 4. Except for until now we've gotten 8, which means that probably is a more significant pullback. The trend might be over. And so I kind of watch it like, I'll leave it like this. because the way that I'm doing the indicator is like, okay, we have 4 ticks back. And then when it gets to 4 ticks, what I should see is I should see the activity level increase. People trying to get filled there. And then if, the context and everything is right, you take a reversal there. I'm still thinking back to that trade in the E-mini. That second one that I took where I tried to reverse it and they didn't fill me. And where was my order at? It was at 3,006 even. Jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sucks. I just don't know if I can buy it here. Seems like I had the right idea, though. You think so? Jonathan Hunt. Hello. I think we've had you in here before, haven't we? Anyways, so what was the other thing that was going on? Oh, yeah, Uzi. So Uzi was like, give me the indicator. So here's the thing. We don't know what kind of edge it has yet. So why do you want to trade it? And how are you, you even have a plan for how we're going to trade with it? Like, because my plan here is, okay, we're going to collect the stats. It seems pretty clear to me that unless we're in a trend, that you take it as a reversal. Yes, Jonathan has been here before. Well, thank you for coming back. I do remember the name. I don't really remember anything by other than the name, but I'm trying to remember everybody. Anyways, I think we take the stats. I think that we're going to take it as a reversal. I think that we have some information that we can use. And then we're going to trade it for like 2 weeks, a month, and actually see if it has hedge. And then maybe I'll take it live. And I just don't understand why you're like, oh, I'll take it live like right now. Like, why would you want to put real money on something that is that we don't even completely understand yet? Uzi says, I think my psychology would be different. Oh, if you had to live off of your trading, I see what you mean. I'm kind of liking the treasuries here for a deeper pullback now, but who knows? Right now, I can blow my account and it wouldn't matter. If it did matter, I think my mindset would be different. Well, you say that, but if you blew the account, it would certainly... It's hard to lose that much and be like... I mean, it's the same thing for me, right? I have a regular job. This is money that I put in there, but it's money that I can lose. And that I pretty much planned on losing. Izzy says I'm just goofing around with that. Okay. Well, here's the thing is like I watch it and I'm like, it seems like this is actually telling us some important things. It's telling me entry locations that I could only see with the DOM before, that I don't see on the Vista chart or the cumulative delta or the pulling or the icebergs or any of that stuff. But then we could certainly, you always kind of got a feeling like, seems like something's happening here, you know? If I blew my account now, I hate myself for it, but my financial situation wouldn't change. Yeah, exactly. I get you. Same here. Anyways, it seems like it's worth something, but then I sit down and I think about it, and then comes the real conundrum. It's like, okay, should I give it out? Well, if it's really works, then I shouldn't give it out for free. But I don't really feel like I really have the ability to really like market something like that and really make enough money for it to be worth it from giving it out. And if I give it out, would it not have edge anymore? Frankly, does showing it here on stream reduce its edge? Those are questions. There's no way for me to really know. I philosophically, it might be Thanks for coming in and chatting with me about cryptocurrencies. I'll catch you later. Anyways, philosophically, I want to say that it wouldn't. But the honest truth is that I have no real way to know, you know? So I'm kind of playing that kind of mind game with myself right now. As like, what should I do with it? And so all I can do is just do what I know. Backtest it. Seems like it has some promise. Trade it on Sim. If it works, trade it live. I guess that's what I'm going to do. I think you'd have to give away a ton of copies for it to lose its edge. Probably. Well, actually, I take that back. Here's the thing. If it's truly a reversal signal, then having more people on it, it might reduce the probability, but because you might get people hunting stops around it because of that. But it would actually increase the chances of you ultimately getting a reversal from it. Just like what John Grady says, where he's like, I give this because I want more people doing it. It's hard for me to figure out. Let's assume I make it and I'm able to live off trading. So I'm 7 years living off trading profits and blow my account. Who wants to hire a person that's wasting times for 7 years not working? Well, it depends on what kind of a job you have. Here's the thing. Well, I don't know. I think the thing is that you're always going to have other side hustles. I mean, honestly, think about it. If you're trading full time, you're not actually trading full time. You know what I mean? Like the stock market, even if you're in Eastern time, the stock market closes at 4:30. What do you do with the rest of your time? I'm mad. I had a $20 trade that I could have made. I lost 18. No, I didn't lose 18. I lost 12. But the trade was good. I saw another opportunity. I could have gotten something off of it. I was just a split second too slow. And they left me behind. That sucks. You need more money than just a trading account. Savings cannot be your trading account. Yeah. Well, so anyways, I think that you would have a side hustle, and I think that you could probably still make it back into the workforce. And it kind of depends on what you're doing, but I'd say, you'd probably be okay. Like, I think for me, I do computer programming. If I got to the point where I could trade full time, and I say I blew my account, hopefully I would still have YouTube, and hopefully I would have a larger following because I was being really successful. And then I would probably still be doing programming stuff, maybe like some consulting on the side or something like that, and so you can just say, oh, I've been working for myself and consulting, and you can make it work. Or you can just like straight up lie on your job resume. I mean, if you have the skills. If you really have the skills, you can probably just say, oh, I've been doing this. And when nobody's going to check. Not that I'm saying go and be dishonest, but you can kind of exaggerate things. You can say that you've been consulting and programming and make it out to be a much bigger deal than it actually was. But then there's a bigger answer, and I think that the bigger answer is just don't blow out your account. Like, look, of course you're going to have losses, but if you've been trading for 7 years, I would hope that you have your risk parameters and everything set, that you stop and change something long before you blow the account. You know what I mean? If our business goes under and I blow out trading, it's back to grocery retail with my starting. Oh, dude. That would suck. You gotta be right. Well, and here's where I really think that I mean, I've never been in this situation, but I've seen a lot of webinars and stuff. And it seems to me like that these guys that have been in the game for a really long time, that, they're smart about how they treat their actual profits, So like with Uzi here, he owns his own business and he's making money off of trading. I would sincerely hope that he uses that extra money to like pay off his house and make sure that he has like zero expenses, owns everything. So that if something does happen, you don't have a whole lot of expenses, and you can go back. One of the things in reminiscences of the stock operator that Jesse Livermore talks about, or I mean, it was based on Jesse Livermore, but one of the things that it talks about there is, should I take this? I mean, it's time for me to go, but I think I should take that one. Shit. That he should be buying garlic coin. He should. I'm just saying, Plan B garlic coin, that's what it is for me. But garlic coin is not Plan B. I am all in on garlic coin. I have enough garlic coin that I can't tell you how much I own. That's how much I have. Because if I told you how much, you would be able to look at the list and see which wallet is mine. Of course, I don't know if that would matter because it's literally all in cold storage. Like the keys are not on my computer, they're on a piece of paper locked away. But better safe than sorry. I am all in on garlic. That's how I'm gonna become a millionaire, right? If garlic coin moons, I will have $1 million. Anyways, but yeah, you should pay off all your debts, have a big savings account, diversify. So you make some profits, put some of that into stocks, put some of that into some fixed income stuff. Some stocks with good dividends. I mean, man, when you're starting to talk about the tens of thousands of dollars, you go and put that into some good dividend yielding stocks and stuff, that can be a decent source of income that you can live off of. Okay, so now that we've gotten a 10, 12 tick long, I think that we have to be keeping an eye out for a reversal here. At 08.5 would be an excellent spot to see it. It sucks. I saw the long there in the E-mini again. This is really Here's the thing that I think is so weird about this, is that I don't understand how I'm seeing it. I am having unconscious incompetence here. Like I see a long and I definitely all of a sudden I'm like, this is a good place to buy it. And it's such a good place to buy it that I don't get filled. And it goes beyond and I don't know what it is. I can't describe to you what it is other than just the way that it's moving around that makes me say, yeah, I should buy it there. And that's so interesting. Outside of routine living expenses, I got 2 things to pay off. Truck and house. Truck will be the ledger here later this year. Good job. Yep, get that house paid off, bro. I think that's really my dream. And that would be the monetary goal. I don't really care about anything else. I just want to have a house paid off. And then you'd have true financial freedom, right? I could take that money and I could put it in anything that I wanted. I could buy tons of stocks. I could put it into real estate and start renting things out. Once you pay off the house, man, you don't even necessarily have to work at that point because the amount of money that you could put away is so much. But I digress. I'm so still sad that I missed both of those. Gosh. I'm very sad. I'm so FOMO right now, guys. I feel like, I don't know how to describe it. It feels kind of like embarrassing. I feel like pathetic that I'm so FOMO about it. And I took that loser on live too. $10, but come on. What the hell? Why? Sucks. So sucks. Totally sucks. I think it's a buy. I think I was right. We can see. I don't know if they can make it back up above the VWAP today, but it kind of looks to me like the sell-off in the E-mini was overdone. Kind of seems to me like the sell-off in the Treasuries was maybe a little bit overdone too, but man, that thing just really careened down there. I want to say that it's overdone just because of how far it went, but on the longer term chart, I think it's at reasonable levels. So there's still a really strong possibility. I mean, look at this. Oh, is that really on the daily chart? Wow. It's not even, look at that. Look at the daily chart here. It's not even that crazy looking. It's not even that crazy. Look, like, compare that to the day after the 4th of July. I can't believe that it moved that far. I don't remember that one being that crazy. Maybe it's just because I'm watching the swing and everything, but still, like, wow. Wow. And, like, think about if we get below 126.15 area and we start retracing all this stuff from May and stuff. I mean, that was some real trend during that time period, right? I'm just saying. We moved within yesterday's range mostly, yeah. Really, when you think about it, the overnight move was probably illogical as well. But you know what? It just feels to me like, or this whole week, it's felt to me like the market was a little jumpy. You know what I mean? Like it was moving on barely anything. The low liquidity summer market, I guess. There's low liquidity and the important things going on, and so it's just moving it really far. Okay, it is giving me, I think it is giving me something at 0.5. I think that if I had taken a long from here, I don't know if I would have taken anything from, maybe I would have taken something up in here, but then I think I'd have to take it off here because it's 12 tick swing, and the longer side of the swings have been 12 to 14, and I'm getting a signal, and we're at prior resistance. So they may actually go through for another tick or two, but the chances of some kind of pullback for at least 4 ticks, I think, is high here. What I mean by routine living expenses will always need a revenue stream. It's hard to have that revenue stream be only trading. Renting could provide that. Yeah, totally. Like, that's the thing, is if you pay off your house, then you could go and buy a duplex, right? And you could put the money that you were putting in towards your house into the duplex. But then you're renting out the duplex. And the amount of money that you're making from renting out the duplex might actually cover the mortgage on it. That can totally happen, but you just have to have the financial situation to be able to get the home loan on it. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, you can, once you've made enough money off of that one, and you can start adding them, and like, who was it? Who remember that conversation we were having like a month or two ago, where we were talking about money, and somebody was saying gold is money of the rich, and I think it was Uzi that said, no, land is the money of the rich. It's a strong up move. How come the swing indicator isn't moving the dot? I guess it needs to move down again. They need to touch 9.5 again, and then it will move it. Yeah. 16 tick swing is big. I know the real estate tax in some states are completely out of control. Yeah, but it's still, if you owned your own house, I think you would probably still be okay. Especially if you had 2 properties. Like if you had 2 rental properties, then, I don't know, it can add up quick. Or like I said, you can have fixed income if you have enough. I'm just sitting here thinking about this and going like, how did I know? It seems like I was right. Maybe I was just lucky, but it seemed like I was really adamant that it was selling off too hard in the E-mini, and I was even right about kind of the general locations of them, but I just was not able to execute, So I'm unclear about how to proceed with this because I don't understand what I've got and I don't understand what I'm missing. I don't know. Think about it. I got to go now. Well, I don't have to go immediately. Let's post the cryptocurrency notes. But if you guys have any thoughts about that, about what I'm doing right and wrong in the E-mini and what I need to focus on, I would appreciate it because it seems like I just don't know what I don't know right now. Jonathan says too many indicators. Oh, I don't know why I have all this stuff. When I forgot to switch the screen over, right? I mean, I have a couple of indicators. I like to show the VWAP and the VWAP bands, and I like to see where the opening range was. So those ones for sure got to stay because I definitely use those. Cumulative delta also, I use that. This CCI is kind of on there for fun. And this level 2 changes thing, this is the indicator that we're talking about. So far, I haven't really found a real edge in it in the E-mini the way that I have in Treasuries. So that one we can maybe get rid of, eventually. And these are like knob spreads. You got to keep those. But the truth is I really don't use the indicators to trade. I watch the price action on the DOM, and I'm watching the E-mini, and I'm saying, hey, it seems like it's a buy here, and I don't know how I know that. I don't know how I know that. I don't know why it is when I'm wrong that I don't get it. And I don't understand why I have a hard time getting the execution right. Because I'll be wrong, it'll go through me first, and then when I'm right, I can't get filled. That's what I don't understand. Maybe it's not your product, the ES. That might be true, but I think that that's ancillary to what while we're trading in ES. You know, that's, you know, or to put another way, maybe it doesn't fit my personality correctly, but we can still sit down and say, here's what you should be doing. Here's what you're doing wrong. You know, all that. Let me put it another way. I think that there is a tendency in our world today to say that what is natural is best. This is a philosophical thing, right? You hear that? So I think that the place where it's most prominent is in issues related to sexuality, right? People will say, well, I was born that way and I should go along with the way that I was born or what my natural inclination is. Okay? But what I have found in life is that there is absolutely nothing about people that is perfect or meant to be. There's absolutely nothing that is. In fact, I would even say it is exactly the opposite. Think about it from a religious perspective for a second, if I could. The Old Testament is literally story after story after story where God will come in and will say, okay, you're chosen people, and this is what is supposed to happen, and then they fuck it up. And then something else good, not quite as good, but still good happens. And when you go through the whole thing, it kind of turns out that it needed to happen that way the whole time. That the failure was like actually a part of the plan. You know what I mean? Like that is like all scripture. is just people fucking it up and then something else happening and it was better that way anyways. You know what I mean? And so I just feel like that when you come into something with the idea that it's supposed to be this way, that you're setting yourself up to fail almost. And when I come into it, so I feel that same way with instruments. People tell me, well, you're ADHD, sitting in Treasuries and taking a slow mover, that's not going to be as interesting to you, and it's going to be harder for you to trade. It doesn't fit with your personality, right? But what I have found from sitting and forcing myself to do that is that what I'm doing is I'm tackling my biggest flaw, the thing that makes it hardest for me to trade. I'm forced to confront it. And so I've become a better trader through trading Treasuries than I ever could have trading the other instruments because of that. Because it's the thing that challenges me the most. I think that there are times when it is beneficial for you to go against what your natural personality is. That's kind of my take on it. So, for me to sit down and say, maybe E-mini is not your instrument. Maybe, but I don't think it matters. I think that I could go in and I could be successful on any instrument if I put the work into it. And I should pick the instrument that fits my situation, not my personality. So why does the E-mini fit my situation the most right now? Because I'm not willing to put on a whole lot of risk right now. And the E-mini gives me the E-micro, I guess. The E-micro gives me the lowest risk. That's all there is to it. And so I say that until I'm willing to either A, take on a lot more risk, or B, what is B? I don't think there is a B. Until I'm willing to take on a lot more risk, I think that we just trade the E-micro. I don't enjoy being around people. That doesn't mean it would be healthy to isolate myself. Sometimes I have to force myself to go out. Lucas, that was a really good example. That was like way better than anything I could have ever come up with. Thank you for that. Lewis says he's doing well trading this yen. Well, good job, dude. I'm kind of, I don't know. I have mixed feelings on today because I feel like that this thing is giving me tradable signals, and I look back at it and I'm like, I think that I could have done this, but man, there sure are some moves down that kind of seemed like they came out of nowhere. And I suspect that if I had actually traded this, that I would have made a lot of really big mistakes and have done poorly. You know? But then I look at the E-mini and I'm like, oh, but geez, I could have done really well in the E-mini today. And what happened? That was 10 points, $50. Could have gotten back to even on the E-mini today. That sucks. And the thing that sucks is I've been sitting here waiting. Like, I've been waiting for a day where it's like, it seems like I saw a place, an opportunity. That's the other thing that really messes me up, is it's like, I haven't felt the need to trade it until today, and then I saw the spot. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. I want to know, did that alone, even if I do end up giving up on the E-mini, I mean, because something that could happen is this forward testing goes really well and we decide to take more risk on this and start really trading the yen again. Or, you know, maybe we get lucky and have a windfall of some sort. You know, like Bitcoin crashes and everybody goes, oh my gosh, Seth was totally right the whole fucking time. Why aren't we buying his indicator? Or why aren't we paying for his Patreon? Like, I could have saved myself tens of thousands of dollars if I was just paying $5 a month for the Patreon. But no, I didn't believe it. And then thousands of people come and join the Patreon and we're making, you know, thousands of dollars. And then maybe, you know. Oh yeah, Jonathan asks, have you ever traded FX? No, I haven't. And I would refuse to do it. I don't feel that Forex is a fair game. Your broker is basically just trading against you, which is awful. Anyways, on that note, yesterday I posted a video about the best trading books, and a couple of you guys left some comments, and I really appreciate it. If you haven't been to that video and left a comment on what your favorite trading book is, I would really appreciate it. It really helps having the comments on there. This video not doing quite as well as some of the other ones, but because it's a very narrow subject and you're not going to get a lot of people searching for it, I suppose that that's probably to be expected. There's more people out there searching about Andrew Yang than there are people searching about trading books on YouTube. But still, we could get a lot more comments that could really boost the video. So, and it was a good video. I'm quite proud of it. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate all of you guys that are on the Patreon. And I appreciate you guys that just come in and chat. I have to say, that's another thing, guys. You know, like, especially you guys that are here every day, like Lucas, Wrong, and Newsy, and Ace, even though he's kind of been a little bit spotty, but spotty lately, at least. And who else is here every day? Only some of these guys that have been in here, like Algo, lately. Dojo's in every day. Dojo's, I'm just going down through the list, making sure that I'm not forgetting anybody. But you guys, IQ has been here since like the beginning. I cannot forget you, dude. Anyways, I don't think you guys realize how big of a help it is to the community when you come in and just chat in the chat. You know, If there was nobody here and there was nobody to talk to, I don't know if there would be much of a reason for anybody to be here or for me to even stream. So I got to thank you guys for that too. I don't know why I feel like a ton of different emotions today. Maybe I'm just having one of those days. ES sellers attempting to cap this bounce. Yeah, I don't know. They do appear to be resistance here. But it's kind of following the pattern. Have you notice here on the Vista chart? Mini head and shoulders move higher. Mini head and shoulders. Maybe they move higher. I don't know. I still feel like buying it though. I think that the economic numbers were really good and that, hey, I think the Federal Reserve is still going to reduce interest rates next week. And if they just keep that interest rate there for a long time, I think that this economy could go great. And maybe the whole recession thing is overblown. Of course, last time I felt like this earlier in the year, then things went south again. So we'll see. But here you got a little bit of a more extended sell in the E-mini there now. Then cumulative delta. I feel like I should be saying something else, but I think I'm just being weird today. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Should be fun. Last day of this. And then we can start having fun again. Huh? And we figure out if we can actually trade this. Make this adjustment. I don't want to say it's a new strategy, but adjustment. So I'll see you guys then. In the meantime, you know what it is. Stay profitable, friends.